by maintaining and being able to create a very persistent and dynamic application that pretty much updates on the fly as the user puts in information. It does have some differences. Here I'm on their, you can see their main page here. They have guides that were really helpful. They're really detailed on how they, and their tutorials on how they teach you how to use their program. It's real similar to AngularJS. You can download it and you pretty much link it up in your HTML page and you go from there. Scrolling down their page a little bit, some differences between Emberjs and AngularJS. They use a handlebar system that goes over your whole div and body tag in your HTML file, and as you can see here, in this input box here, this is what almost similar to the mustache library. They surround the input type here, and this is what kind of launches it, and it allows you to put in information, and then it's fed into the app, and it's dynamically changed in the JS file, which I'll show you later. The components here, components are very you can make pretty much like this here, this function here, variable email, this get email, this get. It's very dynamic, and it's able to change on the fly. I know, like in AngularJS, we had to use a lot of different functions to get things changed, and like everything that changed over and over again, we had to put a different function in for it to do so. With Emberjs, it seems to be that you can make one function like this, and then as you put in different information, as the user keeps either updating it, whether it be a list or something or some kind of a database, it keeps updating that same object, or what they call that Ember object, over and over again. It does use another thing it uses that's similar to AngularJS is routes. It uses routes. Routes are similar to the AngularJS views. Routes will show you different information on different pages of your application. I have an example here. This is a JS. This is a JS fiddle of Emberjs. This example app here, and you can see here HTML up here, and here's the JavaScript for it. And pretty much it's just a simple, just like on our homework here where we had view 1 and view 2. This is just a home and an about here, and you can see here that the app changes the information just like the views did, very easily and very quickly as you switch back and forth. I had a little trouble getting that with the Angular homework, understanding how the view, because to me it looked very similar to just like what a link does. But as I went through Ember a little bit, it's kind of, there's some similarities, and I was able to kind of get a grasp on how you dynamically switch between them like that, and kind of how it works when you link back information from your HTML file into the actual app itself. The top here, app equals ember.application create, is kind of what kickstarts everything. That allows you to create your app right there on your JS file. It uses routers here routers are pretty much your different, what we would consider in AngularJS, your different views. And these here, you can see all it is here is returning information as you switch between the two. A very simple setup, but still very similar to AngularJS, and you can see why that since we've gotten used to Angular in the class, that it allowed me to see the similarities in Emberjs. They kind of stuck out very easily, and probably thanks to our class training for that. Go to my file here. This is my HTML file for Ember. It's a very simple file. I just wanted to show one thing that I did in here was an example of the two-way data binding, almost just like it is in AngularJS. Right here I just put a simple input value equals first name. This is in the handlebars here that I have wrapped around my entire body of my HTML file here. Use text X handlebars here, and then just a simple input value, first name, input value equals first name, and then added a button to add to a list, similar to the grocery list homework that we had. And you can see it here in my web page here. These two here, this is the two-way data binding and work. Whatever I change in this input field here, just changes on the fly. It's really fast. Similar to the AngularJS, but it's very dynamic. Whatever I put in here, it will it'll put it display it as soon as I'm typing it. Let's see. Whatever I put in here, it will update immediately. And over here on this list here, you can see I'm calling this entering this new friend into the Ember model here that I was shown on right here. Here's the on the app file here. The ember.arrayController.extend. It's pretty much like an Ember object, and you have your first name in here, and then this right here allows me to, I'm pushing an object into the model, and as many times as I hit that button, it will just keep pushing new information in there. And it's really fast, it's really smooth, and I want to try and get more used to it and try to use it more, maybe in upcoming classes or things like that, and try and get more familiar with it. It is have a little bit, like I said before, a bigger toolbox than AngularJS, so there's a little more to see about it. Along with the app itself, along with Ember itself, Ember does have, for Chrome and Firefox, it does have an add-on that allows you to view. You can actually see the model. Let me see. Click on. It will actually allow you to track the state of the Ember object in the when you go to inspect element, and you can look in the console, and as many times as I update this, it will show up inside the actual, it'll show up in the model viewing. I thought I installed it, but I can't seem to get it to pull up. But it actually will track every new item that I add to this list, every new item that I add to the on this friend list here. It tracks it in the model, and it will update it dynamically as soon as you click it. And it also is very quick to bring back any kind of an error. If I go in here, I'll show that later. But it's just really quick to respond. This is the big thing I've noticed. Let's see here. So I think I haven't gotten into all the rest of what it can do. It uses a lot of, inside the these functions here, it uses a lot of HTML in the routes themselves. It uses a lot of URLs to move and store data around in applications, and that is a big difference than from AngularJS. It uses a lot of HTML to move data around, to store data, to keep track of data when it's changing. It'll update it very quickly. But like I said, it's a very big library in itself, and I definitely need more time to look more into it and to see all the resources that it has to offer. The website goes in real good detail, but there's a lot of information to see and to view through. So I hope you guys liked my presentation, and I hope I gave you at least some information about Emberjs, and I hope that you guys, if you take a look at it too, you can see that it will have a lot of similarities, and a lot of it looks very familiar from our work with AngularJS that we've had in our classroom. So thank you for seeing this recording, and have a good day.